I'm here to negotiate the surrender of the president.
Nah, no terms.
I need a quote. Don't let him kill me. Tell him to do it.
Let me ask you something. Did Hollywood just normalize the assassination of a US president in a movie, just months before someone actually tried it? We're talking about Civil War, the 2024 film. But this isn't just a movie breakdown. This is about what Hollywood's really doing and how they've been working hand in hand with government agendas for decades. Watch as we discover some real clues about Hollywood getting the government's message out. So let's back up a bit. Way back in 1941, the US was gearing up for war, and the government needed to pump up patriotism. So what did they do? Well, G-men recognized long ago that Hollywood had the biggest voice with the possibility to reach millions with their message. So they teamed up with Hollywood to make Sergeant York. That's a film about a humble World War I real-life hero, Alvin York. York was played by Gary Cooper, one of the conditions of York's for the movie even being made. It was a hit. 10 Oscar nominations, Best Actor win, but it wasn't just a good story. It was government messaging wrapped up in a blockbuster. Legendary director John Ford went even further. While he was cranking out war documentaries, he was also in the OSS. That's the original CIA. His films? Pure wartime propaganda. Ford even claimed he shot D-Day footage, although no one's ever seen it. Myth? Cover-up? Who knows? Then fast forward to Vietnam. The anti-war movement is raging. So what does the government do? Call in the cavalry. Well, no, call in John Wayne.
Leaves Southeast Asia in defeat. On that day, the whole free world will begin to crumble.
In 1968, he drops the Green Berets movie. Textbook propaganda, total government mouthpiece, wrapped in red, white, and blue. This is a pattern, and now it's back. So now we've got Civil War, dropped in 2024, just months before Donald Trump is nearly assassinated during a campaign rally. Coincidence or something deeper? Let's break it down. The movie shows America in a full-blown civil war. The rebels? Texas and California? Yeah, that makes zero sense. This is without a doubt one of the worst movies we've ever seen for explaining its premise. It's never explained how two states that have less in common than any other two could suddenly become best pals. Or what the president did to enrage Texas and California so much to make them take such drastic measures. A journalist squad is trying to reach DC to interview the president, who, by the way, is apparently the reason for the war. But they never tell you why there's a war, or what the president did. No backstory, no logic. Instead, the movie focuses on emotions, not politics. Director Alex Garland says he wanted to stay impartial. Really? Impartial? You made a movie that ends with the execution of the president in the Oval Office, and you're saying that's neutral? Come on. If Civil War had been about stopping the assassination, if it had a clear good versus evil story, it'd be a totally different conversation. But instead, it feels like it's trying to numb us to the idea of violence, to political murder, to the collapse of America, perhaps. Compare that to Suddenly. Frank Sinatra plays an assassin in this 1954 movie, and he's targeting the president. But the whole movie is about stopping him. No ambiguity, no both sides, just straight up assassination equals evil. That's what we should expect from culture. Instead, Civil War sends a different message. If your political enemy gets smoked in the Oval Office, well, maybe that's just the cost of freedom. Well, that's insane. What if this movie was the signal? Now think about the timing. Civil War releases in April 2024. Trump is shot in July 2024. Is this a coincidence? Or did the movie's producers know something we didn't? Did the deep state feed the story premise to Hollywood? What was the consensus media all musing over, all talking about during this time? An American civil war would erupt when Trump didn't win in November 2024.
To whip up a civil war amongst his followers.
The possibility of another American civil war used to be a fringe talking point, but the New York Times reports a huge jump in that kind of talk.
Did you know that a governor can declare war?
Or was this a cultural trial balloon? Were the filmmakers just imagining possibilities? Or were they laying the groundwork, mentally and emotionally, for people to accept political violence? Oh, and by the way, Civil War has a 7.1 rating on IMDb. That means a lot of people watched it and thought, yeah, this is fine. You know what? This isn't fine. We're not saying movies predict the future. We're saying movies shape how people feel about the future. As a final thought, Hollywood isn't just entertainment. It's the delivery system for ideology, and it has been for 100 years. And as Breitbart said, culture moves first and politics follow. So if culture is now casually portraying presidential assassinations like it's just another plot twist, what's coming downstream? Let us know what you think in the comments. Drop a like, hit subscribe, and stick with us for the real clues, because this ain't fiction. This is the front line of the culture war.